Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday. It's election day. Election night now, November 5th. It's been a quiet calm before the storm, I guess. Things are really starting to kick off here now. So looking forward to this one. We'll basically just hang around. We'll look at some different news feeds. We'll look at some different polls with regards to Florida and some local news there as well. And we'll just kind of check in. It might be a bit of a longer live stream today, so it's probably going to be somewhere around, I would think, a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours. The polls close, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so that will be in just under 2 hours. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, all that good stuff. I would appreciate it. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And this channel does not give or offer financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X as well. The handle for that one is @GroupPow. It's actually pretty crazy to see with each passing day how better this product gets, and it's all because of Elon. So definitely did the world a favor by buying Twitter from. It's insane how much censorship there is in the world, and this is like the only place you can go now. So absolutely love that. Love that for us. I think my daughter's getting a little sleepy. She's getting a little cranky at the moment in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. So yeah, we'll look through the U.S. election. We'll go through some of the live stats as it happens, and then we'll take a look at some different news feeds and things like that. Just kind of get a sense for the overall outlook. And it might be a couple days. It might be might even be a couple weeks. Who knows? Before we get the full results, we'll see what happens. But my eyes and ears are all on Florida at the moment, whether or not they're going to pass Amendment 3 and legalize MJ. So the polls close at 7 p.m. Eastern for Amendment 3. So that will be in just under an hour. And we don't have anything yet. Let's do a refresh here. How's everybody doing? We have a ton of people on the live stream already, so welcome. Appreciate you joining in on the Pursuit of Wealth again. We'll get started here with some coverage in just a moment. But yeah, nothing updated yet. Something else I'm going to be looking at as well is going to be John Deaton and Elizabeth Warren. So this one's kind of a catch-22. John Deaton's super pro crypto, and Elizabeth Warren wants to deschedule MJ, she said. So my heart's kind of torn between two worlds, right? But as we know, my passion is MJ. So I don't think John would ever hold up any kind of MJ reform or legalization. I think he's pro common sense. So I've never actually spoke with him. I did reach out to him a couple times on X and try to get a response, but made a video as well. It would be awesome if we could figure out his stance on MJ policy, but not entirely sure where he stands on that. If anybody has any information on that, I'd appreciate it. If you've heard any of they didn't mention it in any of the debates or anything like that. They mentioned crypto, and he even mentioned XRP by name. So that was interesting, but he's very pro crypto, obviously, and Elizabeth Warren is very anti crypto. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Like we can, it's not like we need to keep somebody who's terrible there to pass like MJ reform laws, right? Like we're probably going to get more, progressive people in there eventually anyway. And I think this is her third term that she'd be running for. But yeah, she's never passed one bill as the primary. And I think it's like 12 years or something like that. But John Deaton, yeah, this man is an absolute gem. So wishing him all the best. So we also have, like I said, live updates here from Florida. Polls close in Florida. That can't be right. Let's see if we can. It says 2 hours. Is that not live? Yeah, maybe it's. I'll just refresh this. Oh, it says same thing. Not sure if that's live though. All right. Well, we'll scratch that for now, and we'll take a look at some live coverage. We're going to be tracking the results here on Polymarket as well. So this is built on the blockchain, and there's a lot of money behind who's going to win this. It was over $3 billion put into it so far, and they've got a huge, huge win predicted by Trump at the moment. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting because we just don't know. You know, it's just brace for impact. That's all I can say into tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of really upset people, no matter who wins. So personally, I'm in Canada. I can't vote, and I don't even know who I'd vote for. To be honest, it's it's a pretty crazy time out there. So jumping into the chat here a bit, and then we'll check out some live coverage. So yeah, MJ Moment's doing some live coverage of it as well. Brought to you by Fun Canna. And then, like I said, you can track all of Florida's progress here. The president, you got U.S. Senate, the House, and here's the key ballot measures. So you got Florida, Amendment 3, legalize MJ, and you've got Amendment 4, right to abortion. Like, I think this is good because, like, it's gonna bring a lot of people out to the polls alone, right? Those are two very serious issues, and I think, if we get as many people in there, I really don't think anybody is going to really try to hold it up. Like, it's like one out of like every 10 people don't think that it should be legal these days, right? So the more foot traffic we get out to the polls, the better, or however you want to submit your vote. But this is going to be interesting. This is by far what I'm looking the most forward to, and it's going to be bad. Like, let's not downplay that at all. If they don't pass this, it's going to be troubling times for MJ going into the rest of the week. So we have tons of earnings as well. It's earnings season. We have the FOMC rate decision. I think it's on Thursday. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. Normally it's on Wednesday, but they might be doing it on Thursday. So we'll jump into some live coverage here. I've got an XMG on the go at the moment. It's a tropical cream float, a flavor blast of pineapple, mango, vanilla, guarana. Oh man, it's good. I've done reviews on this, so if you haven't seen it, you can check it out if you're not familiar with the beverage I'm talking about. But it's from Tilray, and it's so good. So good. It's just like candy in a can. Got a Molo and another XMG. It was the Cream Soda Zero. Those are pretty much my two go-to at the moment. All right, we'll jump into some live coverage. Actually, jump into the chat here just real quick before we look at some of the coverage here from ABC News. Here I am, Mr. Mankey in the house. Welcome, welcome. We have Killian. Oh, it must be, yeah, it's morning where you are. Oh, interesting, cool. Yeah, it's just early evening here. Calvin, good evening, good evening. We got Jam in the house. Let's go, Florida, you bet. Come on, Florida, let's do it. Make us proud, for sure. I'm counting on these Floridians to just make history and get as many people out as possible. And it's not too late. If you know anybody there, text them, do what they got to do. Illinois in the house. Welcome, Mullen. Welcome from Edmonton, Alberta. I believe in my fellow Floridians. Yes, sir. Let's get it done. When's it come out? So it's going to be, let me just check here again, 7 p.m. Eastern time, the polls close. So it may be, just 30 minutes after that, or we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's no complications or anything like that. I never expect anything to go smoothly when it comes to this stuff anymore. So we'll keep an eye out. Like I said, it's going to be a long stream, right? Like I've got a few beverages and just going to sit in. We'll see how everything goes, how it all develops, and then we'll keep an eye out on some of the more mainstream as well, and the more on the president side of things. But yeah, in terms of the Senate, Polymarket's got 82% Republican, presidency 60% Republican, and then House 53% Democrat. So yeah, over $3 billion in bets so far, just on who's going to win the presidency. Billion with a B. Any day now. Yep. Anytime now. Well, like I said, 7 p.m. polls close. So coming up soon. Yeah, we can also take a look at some of the charts here too, if real quick. High tide was crazy today. I don't remember high tide being crazy today. Actually, it went into daily consolidation. It lost the low of yesterday and then had a nice bounce. It must have had a nice bounce in the end of the day, did it? Yeah, pretty solid close there. Looks like just the hourly bounce getting underway. Yeah, so we've been bouncing on the hourly there for the last 3 candles. Decent move. It's about what, 5%, 6%. So closed just over 2%. In terms of MJ today, we had BAM, SNDL, and NEVI leading the bull list. And we had TCNNF, VR, NOF, and AYR leading the decline. So interesting that all of those names were down, and those are all, very heavily related to Florida. And MSOS down 4%. So is this, I mentioned this in my previous stream from my recent video earlier. If you haven't seen that video, I posted a couple of, what was it, like an hour ago? Oh, it was a live stream, right? So if you go over here, I just did a Q3 2024 earnings review. And obviously, we're a live stream right now, but if you haven't seen it, check that out after this stream. But yeah, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going to happen from here, to be honest. Like, the charts are pretty mixed at the moment. SPY, it ended the day good. Like, I don't really think we can use technical indicators too much at the moment to predict anything. I think most of the MJ weakness is just, people taking profit and, taking risk off the table. Because a lot of people probably bought these stocks, 3, 4, maybe even longer than that ago, months ago. And, their plan wasn't to hold, their plan never was to hold it through the vote. It was probably, their plan was to buy it and then sell it running up to that point, right? And then leading up to that, they would sell it just before or, a week or so before. And I think a lot of that just had to do with people de-risking a little bit. But they also had their earnings today. So, a bit of a mixed bag. Their revenue dropped quite a bit sequentially. So we'll see. I think they're going to pass Florida. What does everybody think? I think they're going to pass in Florida. What do you think? I did a poll. We can check in on that as well. And yeah, quick reminder, I'll be interviewing Hugo Alves, CEO of Oxley, next Friday, November 15th. And they have their earnings coming out this week, November 8th on Friday before market opens. That'll be for their Q3 2024 report. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. So yeah, will Floridians reach the 60% required to pass Amendment 3 this Tuesday? As you can see, 91% of you said yes. 9% no. But yeah, it changes it by 1% if I switch the vote. So clearly, most people think they're going to pass it. But we'll keep an eye on the market. What else was going on in the world today? SNDL had a. Did it sell off though into the close? No. Did I not have that? Yeah, BAM, SNDL, and NEVI. There we go. So on the daily time frame, yeah, look at that candle. That was about 11.5%. So this is looking pretty decent at the moment. Monthly time frame, we're gearing up for a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, same as high tide. So high tide and SNDL are notably strong. Look at high tide, very close to seeing its monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, and that'd be the first in history for high tide as well, I believe. Yeah, I mean, you can make the argument we saw one there, but and yeah, we're already seeing it over on the Neo exchange. TSXV, still quite a ways away before we see that. So yeah, could be an interesting couple of months ahead. We'll see what happens. Like I said, if they don't approve Florida Amendment 3, then that could potentially mean that whoever does take the whoever ends up becoming president, that might entice them to want to work with Congress even more to deschedule it. So we'll see what happens. I think they're going to pass it, but you never know. It's not the end of the world if they don't, but it definitely would suck. And it wouldn't be good for prices. It would be probably at least 20-30% of downside, I would think, into tomorrow, especially on some of those Florida names, right? Your Air Wellnesses, your True Leaves, and your Torontos. First major hurdle for us: Florida, South Dakota, North Dakota. Yep. What you wanted to take a look at Tilray too, didn't you, Mr. Mankey? I just remember that. Let's take a look at daily inside bar. Yeah, so we had a big range yesterday, right? And then when you close at basically the middle of that huge range in that daily trading candle, you're probably going to expect an inside bar because it's massive. That range is huge, and we might even have another inside bar to open. Well, yeah, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see what happens with the results. But like I said, there might be some results that we don't get right away. It might take a couple of days. But overall, no major update on Tilray just yet. Like it's coiling. Weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up. The monthly's lining up, but it's at least 3 months away before we see those cross bullish, in my opinion, maybe more. But that's okay though, because they're lagging the price, right? They're lagging indicators. So generally, by the time they go to cross, the price will be much higher. It just means that there could be even more momentum backing it. Yeah, overall, it was a nice daily hold of 163. I mentioned that was a nice, strong support level. It's actually a triple bottom at 163, so that's key support going forward. And we just had a daily EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. We got bull crosses all over the place here on Tilray. It's just they're longer term, so we have to be patient. And I know what you're thinking. I've been patient for 4 years or 8 years or whatever it is, 5 years. I guess Tilray hasn't been around that long. But if you're an Afria OG or some of the other ones, Hexo, Redican, it's a massive, massive company. And there were some rumors. What was that name of that firm again? Elevitix, I think that's how you pronounce it. But they had a report out saying Tilray's potential acquisition of Canopy Growth and Aurora's non-U.S. assets. So we'll see what happens there. But all right, let's jump into some coverage. I'm going to mute myself for a little bit here. And then we'll watch some coverage, and I'll be in the chat still, and then we'll come back. Like I said, it's going to be a little while. Still another 40 minutes before the polls close in Florida. 39 minutes now. But yeah, let's take a look here real quickly on the weekly time frame on Tilray. Yeah, so we're close to seeing a 50 and a 100 weekly moving average bull cross. So that's probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks away. That would be fantastic for the price, and a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day. So, like I said, it's coiling like it's basically unlike anything I've ever seen, really, to be honest with you. So, as they say, the longer the base, the higher in space, and the greater the accumulation, the greater the expansion. So we'll see what happens, but I'm thinking that we're going to see a massive move here into the end of the year. And like I've been saying, I think big tech. I mentioned this in the last live stream as well with the True Leave earnings. I mentioned that Bitcoin crypto is probably going to rally. We're going to continue to see everything just kind of melt up, but Bitcoin should go to around 100K. Give or take a 10,000 or so, maybe 110, 120, and then it should see Bitcoin top out and then rotation into alts, and then we'll get quote unquote alt season. And then during the Bitcoin run up to 100K or so, I think that's when we'll see, big tech like your Amazon, your Apples, all that. We'll see one more blow off top. We'll see SPY with the monthly bull flag somewhere around 620, I think the target was. And then after that, once big tech tops out around the same time Bitcoin, we'll see alt season and small cap season in the stock market. So I think we're going to see a lot of the the micro caps, your junior miners, your just small cap stocks or sectors that haven't really run, and that would another one of those would be MJ, and we have catalyst galore. So if we do get disappointment in Florida into tomorrow, and we don't get that pass, we just have to remember that both candidates are pro MJ, and even like one wants to legalize it recreationally, and the other one said he was going to vote on Florida. So Trump said he was going to vote yes. So if it didn't go through, right, that might motivate him to work with Congress to even deschedule it. So not all hope is lost. That's all I'm trying to say. And you did mention it later in the chat here, Tilray, Mr. Mankey. I just noticed that. I remembered though before I saw it in the chat. Send him hi. Yeah, Trump is a better candidate overall. Yes, he has flaws. Anyway, politics suck. Yeah, it's terrible. You friggin' no matter what you do, you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. So you're never gonna please everybody. It's crazy. I would never ever be part of politics. It's like the bane of my existence. We got Chris in the house, nature lover. I think I got all of your guys' questions here and comments. Chris says, after Florida passes, what's your opinion of the opening market tomorrow for MJ? If it passes, there'll be gap up everywhere. You could easily see 20, 30%, no problem, right at the open, I would think. It's gonna be hard to say. It's gonna be hard to tell. We'll see what's happening like with broader markets and stuff too after the election gets kicked off. Like if we see like Bitcoin's tanking and SPY futures are tanking, well, that might put a damper in things, right? But did we open on futures yet? No, I don't think we did. Or hang on a second. No, I think we open. Why is it showing different here? Huh. Looks like it's open. Yeah, November 6th. Normally it has a little countdown timer there, but I don't see it there for some reason. But yeah, we'll monitor the rest of the markets and the crypto space, like all these 24/7 markets. Eventually stocks will trade all 24/7, 365 too, right? Like they're already clearing the settlement times. They're starting to rely more and more on blockchain. Eventually you'll just be able to, they're already doing fractionalized shares. So you can buy like 1.11 of a stock now, right? Or you can buy like a fraction, half of one. You don't even have to buy a whole one, right? And eventually that's going to be made possible through blockchain. You're going to be able to do tiny, 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 tiny fractions, right? Like a tenth of a penny if you want. And you can tokenize everything. Everything's going to be like the Mona Lisa, right? Like all these art collectibles are already doing that. And you can buy fractional shares and it's 24/7 trading and 365. There's no downtime or any kind of like human error or anything like that. So, and there's already companies where you can buy stocks 24/7. Pretty crazy. But yeah, eventually there's not going to be an opening and closing bell, right? And there's even an open and close bell with this ES1 futures, the E-mini S&P 500 futures. But they only go after hours, right? But yeah, we'll monitor that and we'll monitor crypto. Come on, M3, Mike from St. Martin. Welcome. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Let's pass this friggin' thing. Let's get it done. Make the industry proud. And you'd definitely have to shout out to Trulieve, over 100 million donating to the cause. It's almost not really fair that the other companies that get to benefit from Florida didn't chip in as much, but we appreciate their contributions. Trump has too big of an ego to fail. Better choice for America. Yeah, definitely no arguments there, Ben. We got Jam saying Florida is usually the first state with the results out, so hopefully we know soon. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, thank you for that. I guess you would know, but yeah, that's great to know, actually. TSND expectations for earnings tomorrow. Is that TerraSend? TSND, I think. Uh, Not looking hot here. It's a big old bear flag, but maybe it'll benefit from some sector move, new like momentum if we get some positive outcomes. But right now, yeah, it's potentially a daily bear flag, and it's saying maybe 115, but again, we haven't confirmed it yet. We would have to lose support at 136 to confirm it. If you lose that, then we could see another 15% of downside or so. But it is earnings coming up too, so if just based on the technicals, I'd probably be leaning a little bearish on their earnings. Truly's wasn't good either. They saw like a big dip from quarter over quarter. I think it was like 20, almost 20 million or something shaved off their top line. So, or off their revenue, their net. But yeah, maybe we hit 116, 115 ish. But again, we would need to lose 136 to confirm it. In order to negate it, we would need to get above 153, the 0.332. Anything under that is still a potential for a bear flag, right? Like anything in this range. And then you just take your measure move from the high to low and then move it out. And it's usually these bear flags, bull flags, depending on where you're at in a trend, how many uptrends you have on different time frames, how much move did you have recently? Did you confirm multiple flags like simultaneously? If so, then the next one kind of loses its odds of happening, right? So a lot of but I would say on average, they're usually one of the most accurate indicators. But yeah, it's not looking too hot here on the daily time frame. TSN, I think I might have to put TO on this one. Yeah. So yeah, it's just had a MACD and a stochastic bear cross as well. And they're seeing some follow through. Yeah, it's one of the weaker charts for sure. Below all of the daily moving averages. Could see a golden cross over the next probably month or so. Maybe, yeah, 3 weeks. We'll see. But crypto's starting to bounce a bit here. Just hovering around 70,000 on Bitcoin at the moment. We got Mr. Mankey, member for 2 months. Love the channel. This channel is an investment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. And I appreciate you being a VIP member as well. All right. We'll take a look at the next one. Where are we at here? I sure hope Florida passes. I live in the Caribbean, and I've been following your channel for a long time. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm grateful for all the support. Let's put it that way. Definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And loving how there's no bots. I don't know if there's been like improvements to like the overall platform or not, but I haven't seen any bots in the live streams, which is like, thank God. But I'm getting quite a bit of them on some of my videos now, and it's like I manually approve all the comments on my videos so that because like so many of them are bots, right? So I only the ones that are clearly bots, I don't let those go through, but they mostly come on my crypto videos. But it's still like I wish there was a way to like separate by like type of video or something. Maybe they'll come up with that in the future. Make weed legal again. I don't even smoke, but I can't. But it can make the economy better with revenue. Absolutely, Daniel. I would agree with that. Like, there's tons of people who don't consume it and aren't against it, right? Like, they have friends and family who use it, and they're not going out and doing anything crazy or acting like a zombie in the street, right? Yeah, totally. And some people get benefit, like it's medicine, right? I've been waiting since 2020, but I started getting in around $1.80 and margining it in. Yeah, that's a solid entry level. Both my calls are up. I have 5 contracts for $2 calls, January 17th, 2025. Seems like a good time. And $4 same date. This would be crazy if it does go through. Absolutely. Yeah, I think, either way, I think we're going to see a massive rally on MJ into the end of the year in 2025. Like we have safe banking, all that stuff as well. And could see uplisting. Both candidates very pro MJ. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think the broader market's probably going to see a pretty big pullback sometime around spring 2025. So just we'll monitor the charts, but there's no major red flags or anything, in my opinion, on the S&P 500. Like if we confirm a monthly downtrend or lose the monthly uptrend on the S&P 500, and I'd definitely raise an eyebrow at that. Blue Ocean. Sure, what you mean. I think Blue Ocean is 24/7. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've heard of those. Just realized my POW membership expired today. Worst timing ever. We'll be back shortly. Oh yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, that must have just happened then. Yeah, okay. No, that's all good. If you need any help there, if something happened, or if you need any help from this end, let me know. All good though. How's Kira and Cresco looking? Actually, those were looking good, Leisha. Going into earnings, they were looking really good. Like Cureleaf, notable movement today because Cureleaf was up and bouncing on the daily time frame. We broke the high of yesterday, and then TCNNF losing the low of yesterday, so daily consolidation. So it seems like there's a little bit of rotation, and then also profit taking out of some of these other names, like the day traders who are trying to lock in profit on TCNNF and take off their risk going into the vote, because they bought just in anticipation of the vote and they're going to sell it leading into the vote, right? So I think it was just mostly profit taking, and then also a little bit of rotation into maybe like a Cureleaf, which has not run as much as TCNNF, right? Like Cureleaf on the monthly time frame has been dropping to monthly lower lows. We just finally started bouncing last month, but we've been dropping for the last several months, and TCNNF's been going the opposite way. It's almost like the complete opposite, right? We had this massive, like, let's go from the low there, August 2023, to the high where we're up like 330%. What did I say that was? August 2023. And then we take a look at, well, I'd have to go here on CRLF on the OTC. I think it would be that one there, August 2023. Oh, I didn't get that one very accurately. Let's do that again. Up about 190 at one point. But if we use that same low and see how high we are now, we're only 43% higher off of that low. And TCNNF is still, even with this pullback today, it's still up 236% from that low. So that tells you that there's probably going to be a little bit of rotation. Yeah, thanks again, Mr. Mankey. I appreciate it. But yeah, Cureleaf showing some relative strength for sure. And then Cresco. Oops. Take a quick peek at that one. So it saw daily consolidation as well, just like TCNNF, but obviously not to the degree that it saw. Let's see. This is one of our more bearish names, probably, I would think. Yeah, we're seeing a stochastic and a MACD bear cross, but they already have. We already have seen some weakness and downside. So hard to really kind of use technical analysis right now going into the vote, because so much is going to be riding on Florida, right? And then also the White House and presidency. So we'll see what happens with the Senate and the House. Let's do a quick refresh here. I was trying to find the ABC poll. Let me see if I can find that again. I don't even like tracking the polls anymore, because it like they're all over the place. Like I like this Polymarket one because it's built on the blockchain and it's based on like betting and stuff like that. So people are actually betting money, and it's over like $3 billion. But yeah, last time I checked, they had Kamala Harris winning by like 2% on the ABC. I think it was like something 538 or something like that too. Yeah, 538 in the ABC News. Any updates on Amendment 3 in Florida? No, not yet. Let me refresh. We got 65 people in the house. Appreciate you, and of all the places you can be, I appreciate you tuning in, supporting the channel. Yeah, nothing yet. Because they close the polls at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so that'll be in like 21 minutes. And then we'll start seeing it come in. We should see. Yeah, hard to say. Like I didn't see when the actual, if there's like an official time, or if they had any. Let me just see if I can get this to refresh here again. Yeah, because this said, there we go. Yeah, it seems live. A little weird. That's the sound bar. So maybe we'll tune into this. I had it on earlier if you just joined the stream, and I couldn't tell if it was actually a live feed or not, or if it was a recording of a live feed. So, like from earlier. Here we go. What's this? Electoral College. So you got 59 showing Trump and 39% showing Kamala Harris over here. I don't think that's a shocker to anybody, though. That's where the dude lives. Yeah, let me just refresh that again. So we'll see when it comes back up here. So you got President, Florida Senate, Amendments 1 through 6. Let's see here. So you got Amendment 3. You got, what are the other amendments? So you got those two. See full results for this race. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have the abortion one too, right? Right to abortion. So, I don't know where the other amendments are though. Guess we'll tune into this and find out. So we'll bring this up here in a little bit. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a long one. Some polls don't close till 8 p.m. Eastern. So the Florida Amendment 3 one is 7 p.m. Is it the whole thing? Yeah, Florida, everything is 7 p.m. And then Massachusetts, you got John Deaton and Elizabeth Warren. There's been a lot of donations going to John Deaton. And yeah, the whole world endorsing John pretty much. But Elizabeth Warren is pro MJ, so wants to deschedule it. But like I said, I don't think John would ever get in the way of that anyway. So you can't just keep somebody who's like anti-innovation. Like she hates. She's doing the work for the big banks, right? Like she's got like J.P. Morgan's number on speed dial. All right. Yeah, so this one, where does it say? There it is. Yeah, polls close at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'd say it's going to be, a couple of hours. Probably still another couple of hours, just to give everybody a heads up. Right. Where were we at here? Salut. We got Adolfo in the house. Welcome. Money management, love the handle. I think we got everybody so far prior to that, so we'll keep going here. Jam says, yep, in 2020, Florida was the first state with the results out. Okay, sweet. That is great news. Yeah, I wasn't expecting any like massive developments or results with regards to the presidency or anything like that. Like frankly, I don't think it really matters who becomes president, but Donald Trump won Florida by 3.4 points in 2020. 3.4 points. Okay. Yeah, percentage points. Yeah, that's still a pretty decent margin, though, when it comes to, 50-50. Two parties. What happened, y'all? Nothing yet, Garan? think that's how you pronounce it. Nothing yet. We're just chilling, sitting back, and waiting for the results to start pouring in. Just kind of keeping a tab on. We looked at the charts and a couple things there. There's some notable rotation from Florida and profit taking, and talked about some earnings. Benjamin, exactly agree on ego. For sure it is, yeah. We got MEP in the house, XLM on the verge of mooning. Yep. I think all coins are going to go ballistic like toward the end of the year and beginning part of 2025. I think Bitcoin's probably going to hit around 100K, 120, somewhere around that level. And then over the next maybe month or two, and then it'll start to pull back, and then we should see alt season after that. That's what I've been kind of, just piecing the whole real life chess game together, and that seems like the most likely scenario to me. And we didn't really get a full on alt season in 2021. Like we had some, like it wasn't like 2017 or 2018. And I think a 2017, 2018 moment is coming. And if it doesn't, and I have to wait a little bit longer on some of these names, won't be too worried about it. You got a presidential candidate talking about making crypto the United States the crypto hub of the world, and you got all these regulations coming. Like there's so much growth is coming. It's not even funny. I think if Florida passes 50 to 80% up tomorrow, yeah, you could, yeah, we could see a huge short squeeze. I would say like conservative, a modest one would be somewhere around 20-30% at the open, and then yeah, maybe even 40-50%, later in the day. But yeah, we'll see. Could get pretty nutty if that's the case, and then yeah, could see some sort of banking bill passed for the industry. I don't consume it either, but I'm all for it. That's awesome. I can't imagine that. I'm consuming it right now. The XMG tropical cream float. It's awesome. I'm pumped. We got Strone in the house. TradeStar TV holding my call options with a magic wand. Awesome. Jam says also Florida is the only state nationwide that you can see election number updates. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, they seem like Florida's got it figured out, man. They just need to figure out this MJ business and this Braun to Clown business. He needs to just float. Get out of here. Shoo. No, that's awesome. Thanks for the updates on that, Jam. I appreciate that. That's really helpful. All right, let's just check in here. Did we get any update here? So, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Is it just like on break, or it was playing earlier and now it's not? All right, let's go over here and Florida amend 3 alive. Shock top is delicious. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, I'm not seeing any major live at the moment. Florida. See if it would come up, but yeah, there's nothing. Florida election. Election results live. That's not what we want, I don't think, though. Yeah, it's too bad. It was working earlier, and we'll jump into some mainstream news coverage here while we're figuring this out.
That he will finally be able to unseat the Republican senator here. Wouldn't that be something if they flipped that seat blue in there in Texas? John Quinones, thank you so much for being here with us today. And we have a lot more special coverage ahead here tonight of election night in America. As you know, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris both looking to win the White House. There you are, looking live in Derry, New Hampshire. Polls are set to close sort of soon in a few places, and we're going to get some results rolling in. So make sure you stay with ABC News Live.
We're not partners. I'm the detective and you are the consultant. I see you brought your...
All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. So we'll see if this Wesh 2 comes back. That's too bad. It says it's live. Buy DMJ and the supports and the business. Then you are supporting the stock, so stock goes up and you get more money to buy more weed you actually can't lose. Yeah, absolutely. Unless you consume a really, really big amount. Maybe. Really love your content. Thank you very much, ML. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Wish I could stay until the results, but hella late here. Thank you and greetings from Germany. Greetings from Germany. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you'll see all the updates tomorrow, and yeah, you can always go back and rewatch it if you want to kind of get everybody's reaction. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm definitely getting tired. I had a long day today, and late last night I went to see the Oilers play with my family. So I went to the hockey game, and we couldn't even score a goal. So that was disappointing, but but yeah, have a good night, and no, we'll reconvene tomorrow. Ron DeClown is a good governor, but dumb when it comes to MJ. Yeah, it sounds like he's just like very smart normally, but for whatever reason, he just can't seem to figure out this MJ stuff. And it's like, okay, are you sure you're not just, doing the bidding for your incumbents, your friends over at the big tobacco farm and alcohol facilities and pharmas, and who knows? John C in the house. We have Omega. Why don't you cover Palantir? That's not really a stock. Like I'm pretty bullish on it. PLTR. Like I think it'll do well. I think it's backed by Peter Thiel. And yeah, it's been on an absolute rip. Multiple weekly bull flags confirmed. This latest one here. Did I already draw that out? No. Thought I did it the other day for POW Group private members, but let me just take a quick peek here. So you're looking at move up to around $60, and we just hit 51.58. So we're getting close in terms of percentage. We're about a little over 15% away. But yeah, this thing's new all-time highs. Blue sky breakout, looking fantastic. Looks like monthly bull flags too. Jeez. Yeah, this is the one that got away for sure. Off the lows there back in January, end of 2022, beginning 2023, it's up 770-ish%. So yeah, solid trade for sure. I'd be really cautious now though. Probably get to like 60, 80, maybe $100, and then yeah, we have no monthly support all the way down to $20. So just be very careful when you're, hopefully you're sitting in a big fat profit position and you're not trying to establish a position, because yeah, we're definitely due for a pretty big pullback. Even if we just go to EMA 12, that's like a 40% pullback. So, and that wouldn't even be concerning at all. Like, look, we were just at $20 back in April. This is a very large market cap, right? So what is the market cap? Yeah, 114 billion. So it takes a lot of money to move a stock that's in the hundreds of billions or in the trillions, right? All right, moving on. Oh boy, 10 min till results. Yeah, I'm not sure if if they will be out right away or not. But as per Jam, they're like one of the fastest ones. Do you remember how long it was last time, Jam? Whenever you saw the results come out? Oh, here we go. Key ballot measures. Hmm. Is that the same key ballot members? Oh, okay. It's just a link to like an anchor. Uh, yeah. Not sure what the other amendments are, but see, check back in here. Yeah, this thing's still election live coverage coming up soon. It says. Is this it? Is it working? uh, no, no. Yeah. Okay. So it must be working. It's just they must be like I don't know, getting a coffee and smoking a joint, and who knows? Whatever these newscasters do. Yeah, this XMG beverage so good. Lord is easily going to go Trump, no doubt about that. Yeah, I think so. Never been more hype to be let down or jumping for joy in my life. Capital letters. This means I'm excited. Love it. I share the same excitement. I can't type right now. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I think you were the first VIP member. So once again, appreciate it. They were leading in early voting with 1.1 million. Okay, cool. Alex Karp and Peter Thiel. Nice. Yes. That's what I thought. $8 to $16 entry. A lot of retailers hold Palantir. That's an awesome entry for sure. Yeah, like I think it's easily $100 stock, right? Like not even a question in my mind. Will that happen in the Matrix at some point? Thanks for covering. No problem at all. I honestly don't remember, but I'm 100% positive it was the first state nationwide with the results out. Okay. Which president good for MJ in your opinion? Which candidate's the best? I think they're both like not going to make it worse. Like I think they're both like they're obviously both pro. But if I were to say which one's more bullish, I would go with the one who has it right on her social media. Like Trump didn't do that, right? So if we scroll down, she had this right there: Harrison Walt's agenda, legalize recreational MJ. So hard to get more bullish for it than that, you know. But then there's a question: oh, like are they actually going to do what they said they're going to do? They're in there for 4 years, they didn't do anything. So I see the point, and you know, Farm Bill happened under Trump, and he's pro Amendment 3 and going to vote yes on that, and all this other stuff. So SNDL looking so sexy right now. Yeah, Ross. We were covering that earlier. I'm not sure if you just joined a little bit late or not, but yeah, it's looking good. I also put out a couple of new products on powmerch.ca, and one of them is the SNDL hat. It's got the eagle at the back. I'll just show it here. This one here. This one's sick. The green eagle. But yeah, there's a bunch of new drops on here. Been working pretty extensively on some of the merch. If you're into the crypto, some of the new ones in there too. We got some new shirts, so pretty sweet. I ordered this one yesterday, and then I've already I already have the shirts. It's just I have it in a different style, but really good quality. And then I ordered this one and this one, or I think it was it was either that one or maybe it was this one here. So I should have them at some point soon. Yeah, it was that one there, the Tilray one. But MSOS one, this was dope. It's got like the eagle MJ Leaf in the background. And then this will be coming out soon. Looking forward to that documentary. I think it's going to be on Prime. The whole ETHgate and XRP Unleashed. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's do a quick refresh here. Ooh, down a couple, well, not a couple, but 1 point something it was. Was that 60? All right, so these, what's it say here? Okay, get Orlando news and weather. Yeah, okay. That's just like a generic one, but we'll keep an eye out for this one. If anybody knows to come on as well on your side, just type it into the chat in case. Sometimes it's like, I don't know if I scroll down, does it? Yeah, it pauses it whenever you like, you're not in focus, I guess. I wish I could post a picture in this chat. Yeah, that's kind of a good point, actually. I don't know why you can't do that. There's a lot of things you can't do on YouTube, right? Like they're trying to expand things, but they like I think the whole initial thing was less is more, and that kind of stuck. But they have been doing a lot more stuff. Like there's not even any real way for me to like message somebody on YouTube. That's one thing I don't like. Like I wish I could send you like a quick message or something. Maybe not like a notification or anything to your phone or whatever, but like there should be a way, like if you turn it on and want that. But I feel like MJ is tied in with crypto. We might be at that turning point finally. Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned that today, right? Like we have, I've been saying the correlation's been noticeable. It's not always the case. Like sometimes MJ will be up in the and tech and things will be up, but if you look at like on average, like how many times when MJ is down is big tech up, right? And then today if we look at QQQ, the trust for Invesco Tech Trust, that one was bouncing on the daily time frame today up quite a bit, and then Bitcoin, the gauge for crypto, was bouncing on the daily time frame, and then MSOS was dropping to daily lower lows. We had a few outliers in Canada that were bouncing today, like High Tide had a nice close. We had SNDL, massive daily candle today. That was after their earnings and positive free cash flow, I think it was. And then, TCNNF. You get some leaders and laggards, and some, the overall trend, though, has been that MJ's been down when tech is up and crypto's up. And then when big tech and crypto's down, it's usually MJ's moving up. So kind of going to that rotation theory, and same thing happened in 2017-18 when crypto topped, MJ went on its biggest bull run ever, and then crypto went into a bear market. So I think something simpler is going to happen. How do I send you a picture? You can just go to powgroup.ca and powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com. Both will take you there. Or if you have this POW merch open, I think it should be at the bottom there too. Maybe not. I'll have to add that. Yeah, you can go here and just click the email. My dog's here in an ambulance. But yeah, there's the email there, info@pursuitofwealthgroup.com. But you can just go there and like copy that email if you want. Send it on over. As long as it's not, too crazy for my virgin eyes. Okay, so take it easy on me. Polls are closed. Yep, 2 minutes ago, a little over. Can I email you? Yeah, no worries. Send away. Discord website. Yeah, no worries about the subscription. Yeah, no worries. Like whenever, if you're ever wanting to join, you can let me know. But yeah, I don't have Discord. Yeah, I tend to not really like the free things because, obviously I want to be compensated for a lot of the time that I do, and like I'm constantly like reviewing charts and giving people feedback and stuff like that, and coaching, and all kinds of things. So obviously I want to be compensated for some of my time and what I built. I think the community is super useful as well, right? Like we have all the news automatic updates come directly in here, and it's all filtered, like MJ Moment and Business of MJ. You get, like, I spent I don't know how many hours configuring all this, and then you got like general news, you got your crypto news. So it's pretty sweet. Like we got a few dozen people in here, and you get your MJ channel, you got your crypto channel, and we even have the POW algo alerts as well. But yeah, I've been trying to expand that as well. Like I'm trying to find a couple developers in Python, but I don't know. I don't know where all the eventually maybe Elon will just create me some sort of AI that can do all this stuff that I need. Grok is pretty awesome though. Let's actually, speaking of that, when did Florida announce 2020 election results? Let me see here. Yeah, it doesn't say it. Okay, Florida will have the final results ready at 9 p.m. Is that like now? When was this? No. Yeah, November 4th, 2024. So Florida will have the final results at 9. So it's 7. And we're over an hour now. Let me just see here. So this was November 3rd, 2020. Yeah, at 12:35 a.m. Eastern. Well, that isn't good, is it? I think that's bad. Could be a while. What happens if we click this thing? Yeah, nothing. All right. What else we got? A third, yeah, kind of similar. Okay. Well, the polls start. Yeah, the poll. I mean, did live update 4 minutes ago. Yeah, updated 7:05 p.m. and the polls are closed. So yeah, 29, 39. Oh, there we go. Is that it? Trump is leading. Okay, yeah, no, not officially. I'm a sweating. Come on, Florida. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a longer wait, but it is populating. All right. Let's tune back into this one here. One possibility would be if he's able to hold on to Wisconsin and Michigan and take these two southern states
potentially, and then the western states, but it's much harder if Pennsylvania falls that way. And you mentioned those early votes. Of course, they're going to be supplemented with actual vote counting as the night goes on, but it's going to take a while.
Take me to the other board of the column of the point system, where you actually literally see when you take some of these states in different columns over the course of the night. Let's, for example, and it's early night, so we can do this, some hypotheticals for you at home. If Kamala Harris wins Pennsylvania, what does it do to her odds of winning the presidency?
Yeah, our partners at 538 say it's about a 50-50 night going in, but if Pennsylvania goes to Kamala Harris, check out what happens to the numbers. Suddenly it shoots up to almost 85% likelihood of her winning. Now, if Pennsylvania goes the other way, if Donald Trump is able to solve that again and make it fall in his column, he's now an 80% favorite. So that is the state that puts you in a commanding position if you win it.
And I think that I read the person who wins Pennsylvania wins the White House 90% of the time in our history of these presidential races. In the meantime, we can call Indiana, the state of Indiana, the first state of this hour to call, going to Donald Trump. And it's 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump gets the state of Indiana tonight. Rick, you've got the early vote numbers. Let's take a look at them because they're a little different this time of year, this time around. And I wanted to explain to our viewers, 4 years ago, we were in the pandemic, right? We're in the middle of COVID. People were being encouraged to vote early, particularly on the Democratic side. Donald Trump did not embrace early voting. He actually questioned it. This time he said, go out and vote early, and it would appear Republican supporters of Donald Trump listened.
Yeah, look, last time 100 million Americans voted early, that's a record, but only about a third of them were actually Republicans. Now that number is up to 38%, and that's just 2 points below the Democrats. So think about that. Republicans were running 10 points behind Democrats 4 years ago. Now that is only 2 points. This is a big factor as well. That's the 22% of unaffiliated. They're either independent or third-party candidates, or they don't identify with any party. We don't know where they're going to break tonight.
Sort of a black box. We have no idea how that number breaks down, and that's a significant number. And if you're inside each one of the campaigns, you're doing modeling and focus groups that shows which way the wave is breaking in these final days. Perhaps these campaigns have a much better idea than we do tonight watching this unfold.
All right. Yeah, so we got some, let me just pause this. Yeah. Let's just pause it so it's not interrupting or affecting the stream any. Let's go back over here. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, 59. Yeah. Let's see here. Amendment 3. Oh. Last update, 7:10 p.m. 56.6. %of voter votes in, 77% positive on Amendment 3 so far. According to, what was that, a tweet? Okay, so 23% Florida votes in. And what did you say were positive? Let's see if they could find anything here. Who was it? Oh, you put the thing there. Okay. At Lance. The handle. Should be able to find that then. So I could just put it in. Oh, I just saw it. What's this one here? 23% of Florida, 77%. Aha. It's updating. 57%. Come on. Don't do this. Don't do this to us, voters. Mr. Mankey, you just got your email. It better be kosher. Just kidding. Nice. Oh. Here we go.
Defending reproductive rights. So we do expect to hear from Debbie McCarcel-Powell herself a little later on in the evening. Once this race is called, we will be here through the night and we'll bring you those results. For now, we're live from Miami. Christina Watkins, West 2 News.
Christina, thank you. Election results starting to come in, and we want you to see them as it happens.
So for the rest of the night, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see all of the local, state, and federal race results updating in real time. And that includes what will happen with the 6 amendments on our ballot. When we come back, we are live with the details on the amendments for recreational marijuana and abortion. You're watching West 2's Commitment 2024 Election Night coverage.
Make your home.
All right. Well, that's annoying. I don't want to listen to your stuff, but I want to know when it comes back on live, so. Here, I'll just turn it down a little bit. Keep a close eye on it. All right. Let's refresh this one. Nothing yet. Oh, yeah, the poll's closing at 8, so 46 minutes. Oh, it's so exciting. Let's go. Update at 7:13. Florida Amendment 3. 56.4. Come on. An estimated 33.2% of votes have been counted. And we got 56. Look at that. Real-time update, too, coming in. That's sick. What do we got here? We got... come on. Yeah, 52. Definitely a red state right now. Yeah, 56.4. You got 58.8 for right to abortion. So that's looking decent. 37.7 real-time updates. 33.2 still for Amendment 3. %32 reported, so it is not finished. Yeah, exactly. I just noticed that. There's another one over here. Yeah, 56.44. %23% of Florida, 77%. Yeah. Do a quick screen grab here. Tweet that out. All right. So yeah, let's get this live. Got Harris 3, Trump 19 so far. Let's check in here.
Voters watching us tonight, and people have so much at stake here, no matter who their candidate is. Americans are really feeling this. They've seen these national poll numbers. They've seen the battleground states all within a point, within the margin of error. So everybody, us included, goes into this night not knowing.
Exactly, David. And they're not nauseously optimistic. They're just nauseous at this point.
All right, not much going on there. Just some fluff. VFF shout out. Come on, Florida, I'm sweating, you bet. I think I got everybody's question here. JB, 57%. Yep. Nature lover, anything to say about Planet 13? I typed in there. So yeah, they were looking, it's not looking too bad here. It's just sideways as can be. You can't, but yeah, not super bullish on them long term, to be honest. I think there's better names, but yeah, they're due for a big turnaround. Like Truly's up like over 200% from the recent low, and this one's only up 54%. It just bottomed out in August, so it's been actually kind of going the opposite way. But could be a massive inverse head and shoulders here on the monthly time frame. Should be a nice trade over the next couple of years as we see legalization, but I don't think it's going to be like one of those massively big companies. Like it's 250 million market cap. The business model, I'm not like super sold on it, like for growth. You know, it's good for like, you know, I just don't see it like getting like critical mass like some of these other ones are going to see. Let me see here. Oh, is there any update? Oh, here we go.
If approved, it would legalize recreational marijuana in the state. West 2 Summer Knowles is joining us live in studio with the early results. Summer.
Hey guys, well, we have, of course, heard from Amendment 3 advocates and those with the Vote No on 3 campaign, but now we are finally starting to hear from the decision makers as we monitor the results.
37% reporting. Come on, let's go.
Here is a look at how Central Florida is landing on Amendment 3 right now. About 56% saying yes, 44% no. Now, some of the arguments in favor of Amendment 3 include things like the economic impact, believing marijuana sales will provide many millions of dollars in revenue. Another argument being the decriminalization of marijuana possession, which would allow law enforcement to focus, they say, on real crime. While we do not know their specific reasoning, again, you can see right now about 45% of voters so far have said no, and some of the reasons why for them include things like the potential for increased drug abuse, impaired driving concerns, and workplace performance and safety. So again, right now, with about a third of the voters voting so far, 55% yes, 45% no. Remember, this needs 60% approval in order to pass, and if it does pass, lawmakers will still have to pass another law in the spring to establish guidelines for recreational marijuana. So there you go. That's where we are so far.
And you guys hosted a pretty heated debate on this topic. It was fascinating.
We survived
this debate. It was fascinating to watch. Obviously, Summer, as you were saying, there are lots of strong opinions, and there were a couple of themes that I think emerged from this amendment. People are concerned about smoking in public. Is that something that we need to be concerned about?
Well, I think what was interesting is that the same people who were arguing, Dr. Jessica Spencer, against recreational marijuana, is the same person who was doing it way back when in 2014 and 2016 before medical marijuana. But you didn't hear hardly any discussion except for potentially minors getting a hold of marijuana. You didn't hear anything about the health effects. You didn't hear anything about that. It was all, is it going to be smoking in places where we already know smoking is banned? So why are we talking about that? Is there going to be a different quality of life? You know, and then legitimate, I think, discussion was about law enforcement and some of their concerns that it really doesn't do anything to stop the black market in some other states, and there are studies to support that. So I think people were weighing a lot of that as they were voting.
And go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you know, a lot of people, as we are seeing them exit the polls, they're talking about the economy. That's one of the big things and one of the big drivers for them coming out to the polls. And so, obviously, with Amendment 3, the economic impact, possibly, they were saying $196 million to $400 million in sales tax for state and local taxes, and maybe even 60,000 jobs. So if your thing is the economy, that may have weighed in the favor of Amendment 3.
Do we
for
know
that reason?
It's a lot to think about.
Do we know where that money is going?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, but if you look at the yes on 3 people, they'll tell you it's going to go to schools and teachers and police. But no, none of that has been decided, so we don't know.
Definitely a hot, heated debate on that amendment. And of course, there are 4 other amendments on the ballot as well. Let's look at those results so far. Amendment 1, partisan elections of members of district school boards. Yes at 52%, no at 48% as of this point, with 12% reporting there.
And Greg, also, we had Florida Amendment 2. This is the right to fish and hunt. Can you talk to us about the results here?
Personally, I like to fish, and I'm sure a lot of people think that protecting fishing and hunting is very important, but there's no foreseeable future in banning hunting or fishing. This is a measure that was supported by the National Rifle Association. It talks about supporting traditional forms of hunting, which some people are thinking, what are they talking about? Are they talking about some ways of hunting that we really don't allow anymore under the current wildlife service in Florida? And is it possible that gill net fishing could be brought back, which is something that is right now illegal? So,
well, look at the results right here.
I know,
65
to 35. I think the message is, you know, I want to hunt, I want to fish, I'm going to vote yes. But I think it goes a little deeper than that, and people might be surprised.
We also have Amendment 5, annual adjustments to homestead exemptions based on rising inflation. So here we have 65% yes and 35% no. Moving on to Florida Amendment 6, this is the repeal of the public financing. And here we have 48% yes, 52% no, 11% of precincts reporting. Obviously, these are preliminary numbers. We're going to keep an eye on them for you. And all 4 of these measures were put on your ballot by the Republican-dominated legislature, which means that Republicans think these amendments benefit them and their supporters.
Now, West 2's live coverage of Election Night 2024 continues in 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
All right, and we're going to bring us back to commercials. Awesome. Yeah, so we got a little bit more time to wait. Yeah, we need 60% in case there was any confusion. Oh, so much suspense. This is crazy. It's like so much. I got so much stuff going on. It's like, where am I at? Let me refresh this. This just shot up. Still 35 minutes for those polls. John Deaton. Oh, man. 49.9% of votes have been counted. Ah. Crazy. Jeez. Imagine if we got like 59.9. Like, can we round up? 55.7. 38% estimated reporting. This one says, yeah, it's kind of like a lag on this one, apparently.
When he famously said, I just need you to find me 11,780 more votes. What's interesting is when, in these, again, preliminary exit polls, but as far as the confident the election conducted fairly and accurately for 2024.
Okay, that was just, I thought, seen something. Pause that for now. Still not back up. $56. Oh, 61% of votes have been counted, and we're at 56. I made a joke. It's like all the stoners, they're lazy and forgetful, so they didn't go cast their vote until late. So maybe they're counting all the the early people's votes first, and they were the ones who were against it. So let's see if the late and forgetful people bring their votes in now. Let's just go. Come on. It has to go quick. Come on. We have to go up. If this number don't go up, this is going to be, oh, man. One giant kick in the... Is it back on yet? Oh, here we go.
19% there.
There are also several races for the top law enforcement officer in Volusia, Polk, and Sumter counties. So as we go to break, we're going to show you those results. Our live team coverage of Election Night 2024 continues in just 2 minutes.
You're going to be bouncing all over the place here. %61.2%. Say yes. All right, jumping into the chat. They'll need a smokers lounge like Germany. That'll defeat public. Yeah, like it's. Come on, like talk to Elon. He'll figure something out. It's like it's not. Didn't get the 60%. Got 55.7%. It still says it's being counted, and it's not saying that on the mainstream media yet. Well, in Fish and Hunt, if we pass, if Fish and Hunt is passing, we can get Amendment 3 pass. We got Miguel in the house, another VIP member. I think I got all the members on the stream. 79 people joining into the stream. I appreciate all of the support, everyone. Show the photo. We need a little more, yep. Show the photo. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, this one's going to be slow. $61.4. Come on. Updated at 728. It's 728. Ugh, Miami. Didn't like it. Did not like it. Dun, 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 dun. That's pretty funny. Oh, Irwin. The wheels on Irwin's bus. All right. Come on, people. Let's go. Still get 50% vote to see. Yeah, it's 61.7 now. But like, God, we need this to go up from here. This is too close. Like, needs to start going up. I was hoping it'd like be hovering around like 60 or like, 65. I don't like this. 55 isn't good. Ah, come on. Suspense is killing me. 61.9, 729. So it updates very frequently. What's going on here? It's got multiple notifications. Yeah, Trump so far is winning 23-3. $23.3. Oh yeah, are they back? Okay, we're back.
Talking about nationally five congressional seats that hold the key to the change of power here. Let's take a look at some of the results that we have so far.
Okay, so I think we're going to start with District 3 for us here.
Okay, District 3, yeah. So let's take a look. Kat Kamak has been going up against Tom Wells. Kat Kamak is at 56% now. This is the district that essentially includes the upper part of Ocala and then goes up into the north central part of Florida. So it looks like she could be on her way to re-election.
Is this what you expected from here?
Yeah, pretty much. Very heavy Republican area, Marion, Alachua.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised about that. Michael Waltz, keep that name in mind. You're going to potentially hear that when the governor's race comes around in 2 years. Michael Waltz, 65% to James Stockton at 35%. That pretty much runs along party lines. Stockton did not do much campaigning. We're now looking at...
we have District 9 coming up, 7 coming up.
District 7, yeah. Jennifer Adams mounting a challenge to Corey Mills, but Corey Mills really in a district that was pretty close last time around, and really one that's been kind of on the edge of Republican and Democratic leanings. He takes that comfortably so far at 63% with 34% reporting. We'll see if that holds up.
Okay, District 9 is coming up next.
Yeah, we've got Tom Shalafo, who raised more than $1 million.
All right. That's good enough for now. All right. 66.4. Oh, it dropped. Oh, too close. Not good. What the hell? Like, how could you not want to legalize it? Like, Donald Trump, who votes as a Florida resident, is backing Amendment 3, which would legalize recreational MJ use in the Sunshine State for people 21 or older. It would legalize the individual possession of up to 3 ounces of MJ and up to 5 grams of MJ concentrate without the need for medical MJ cards. Come on. It sounds so awesome. Let's just make it happen. They're 4.4%. Come on. Let's take this 4.4. Come on. Ah. 733 updated. 66.6. Oh, that's not a good number. How high do you think AOR will go if they say yes? Thank you for all you do, Rod. Thank you. I appreciate it. This too shall pass. Yeah. Don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, no, first level of resistance would be 550, but yeah, I would think probably $10 after that should be doable. If they pass, probably be back up to around $5 in a hurry. But first ever EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the monthly time frame over the next few months, potentially maybe 4 months or so, and yeah, could be off to the races. I'm just thinking, oh no, I was like, oh my god, 54%. Oh, 67.1 is in. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. Yeah, apologies if I don't get everybody's comments. Yeah, I was about to say that Florida not looking good. This is going to be horrific tomorrow if it doesn't pass. Yeah, it won't be pretty. Miami is always a blue county. That sucks. Yeah, it definitely does. Broadcaster said only 1/3 of votes counted. She said law enforcement supporting rec as it would allow them to focus on real crime. Yeah, definitely. What do we have here? Baines seeking full term in service. 55.6. 68% of the votes have been counted. $23.3. Yeah, it's gonna be long. It'll be a long one. I'll probably end the stream after the Florida vote. Ooh. That was just less. That one seems to be like a lag though. So I would trust this one. Yes is leading. We know that, but we need it. Why is it 60%? Why can't it just be if... Stupid. $74.4. 60% to win, yeah. 39% to go. Yeah, it's not over, but it's... Man, we really better start climbing. I can't believe this, to be honest. I thought it would have been like hovering around 60 right off the get-go, but... Well... Miami-Dade, yeah. I said no, they won by no. Guess they like their beach too much. BTC is up big. Yeah. It's pricing in a Trump victory by looks of it. It's 23-3. wouldn't say it's up huge, but decent amount. We got 5%, 3%, 2.5%. Not too bad. No golden time for MJ stock for 2015. What is next? I'm not sure what you mean, Shanto. I feel the pain of all my friends here for losing their last 4 years of hope. Oh, we're talking about crypto on this one too, and a few other things. But yeah, MJ's been brutal. But I'm still bullish on the sector, even if this doesn't pass. Like I think we're still going to see a pretty decent rally here over the next few months. But you have to wonder too, like if this doesn't pass, both candidates are pro MJ. Like that might motivate them to work with Congress even more to deschedule it, I would think, so that, it's basically legal at the federal level. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't make any sense if this didn't pass. It's like, yeah, even Trump's coming out saying right here, like Donald Trump says votes as a resident is backing Amendment 3. So 55.5, 74.5. This isn't great. Let's check in here.
It's been a tax that's been around a while. This extra penny sales tax was first approved by the voters back in 1990. And other than a short little 5-year window since that time, it has really been the norm here in Seminole County. And of course, voters today or for early voting, mail-in voting, and today, we're being asked to move that forward and continue that sales tax. I'm here with Seminole County Commission Chairman Jay Zembauer. You're also on the canvassing board. That's why we're at the Supervisor of Elections office. Right. Some early numbers are in, and you look like you're feeling good.
Yeah, we look like we're in pretty good shape. The numbers from today's voting haven't come in. But even with that said, it looks like we're in a pretty good place for the initiative that the wisdom that the voters have undertaken once again and seen the value in the penny.
It's a referendum to basically build and improve infrastructure countywide, county, cities, schools, school board, and it's built a lot of things over the 30 plus years.
Absolutely, about $1.8 billion worth of projects, and it's promises made.
They are seeing there that it continues to look strong, especially with Puerto Rican voters in that area. And we know there's been a lot of conversation about that and the way they reacted and felt about the comments from that comedian at Donald Trump's last rally at Madison Square Garden. And this campaign continues to feel that rally really will be a turning point, and they believe it will drive the state's large Puerto Rican population towards Kamala Harris.
We'll see where the night stands at the end of the night. Let's get back over to Rick Klein. Rick, in looking at Georgia, I know more of the vote is in.
Yeah.
I presume a number of these votes come from the rural counties that are starting to drive up Donald Trump's quite significant lead at this point. 10% of the vote in, but just looking at the board, where are these votes coming from?
Yeah, it is the rural parts of the state. A lot of these counties don't have nearly as many residents. Trump hitting his marks in some, not hitting his marks in others. As we mentioned, a couple of the suburban counties in just outside Atlanta are places that Harris is outperforming people with this.
Yeah, the after hours, not looking too hot, is it? Let's see, U.S. So we're at 622, down 10%. Yeah, it's like a double whammy. No Florida. And the one that said they were going to legalize recreational MJ is losing 23-3. So, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Even if she doesn't win, and Trump, he said he's pro MJ, and if Florida doesn't pass, that might motivate him to want to legalize it. Work with Congress, deschedule it. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it myself. Y'all don't want to do it, I'll do it myself. That's what I would do if I was going to be president. I never would be president because I would absolutely hate it. I can't stand politics. Yeah, what's up? What else do we got here? Canadian names might take it less on the chin. Yeah, Tilray's 176. ACB just 1%. SNDL after a big day only down 2%, so not too bad. Be right back. All right. How much do you think it'll drop if it doesn't pass? Yeah, I said early in the stream, I said probably somewhere around 10-20%, and we're down 10% after hours so far. So seems pretty bang on going into tomorrow. Yeah, I didn't buy or do anything like based on the vote or anything. I just been still just investing, holding my positions. I didn't like do a trade or anything like that overnight to bet this is literally like we're 55.6. Like it's still a big margin, but you need that 60 for freak's sakes. Yeah, 76.9. Do we update? Not looking good though. Unless we get like a massive amount of yeses coming in here soon. Sad, miserable. Don't be too upset. Why would you not want it legal? Yeah, I don't know. They say driving under the influence, DUIs, smell, a few different things. Gateway drug. I'm buying the dips if this doesn't pass. I'll be definitely looking at some of the names. Yep. People have kids that smoke it. Is it wrong for this to be criminal? Yeah, and I agree. DJT up 23% after hours. Yeah, 21 right now. Yeah, so maybe I'll end the stream. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Did it update? 77.1. 55.6. Come on. This isn't great. Yeah, I was really hoping it was going to be like starting around 60. We got a lot to make up now. Oh. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What do we got here?
Event here. I spoke with the election supervisor here for Brevard County. He said it was near record-breaking turnout. When I spoke to him, it was a little after 5:30. He said at that point, it was at 80% turnout here in Brevard County. So the number is expected to be even higher than that. But again, I am here at Mike Herodopoulos' event here. A lot of Republican leaders here throughout Brevard County are gathered here. And as you can see here, it's a jovial mood. Just about 30 minutes ago, the AP announced that Mike Herodopoulos did in fact win his seat in U.S. House District 8. And shortly after the AP made the call, they made the announcement here at the party. And he replaces Bill Posey. Bill Posey has been in this seat here for more than a decade, and Democrats, I've been talking to his opponent as well, they were hoping that they would finally be able to flip this seat. Mike Herodopoulos is a former state lawmaker. He makes that move into a U.S. congressional seat, keeping the 8th congressional district here in Republican control. He was challenged by Sandy Kennedy, a lawyer by trade, hoping to bring her experience to D.C., but unfortunately, in her case, she did not win this election. Now, I did talk to Tim Babanek, the election supervisor here in Brevard County. Here's what he had to say about the enthusiasm for voting here in his county.
Brevard has had record turnout so far. We certainly saw it in the early voting period. We surpassed our largest early voting number from 2020 with 2 days left of early voting to go. And so far, Election Day seems to be on the same trend here.
So an early deflating loss for Democrats here in Brevard County, but Republicans very enthusiastic about this event. They're hoping that the momentum carries on throughout the night. We are expected to hear from Mike at about 9 o'clock, so in maybe about 15 minutes, we'll hear what he has to say, again, as the AP has called his race here for this congressional seat. I'm reporting live in Brevard County. Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
Tony, thank you. Let's bring in political expert Greg Fox. Bill Posey took the seat in 2008, now being replaced by Herodopoulos. What impact could this have?
You know, this is something that I expected because there's a lot of heavy Republican voter registration in Brevard. But Bill Posey, I was actually kind of surprised that he retired now. Remember, we talked about Daniel Webster a short while ago. He's given it another go, and it looks like he's got another term. So I see them to be parallel when it comes to leadership. Now, all of a sudden, we have kind of a switch to a fresher ideas, some youth going into that congressional seat that it hasn't had in a number of years. Mike Herodopoulos certainly has experience as the former Senate president. He is an astute politician. So I think that the people who voted for him will feel like they have someone who's got fresh ideas, new thoughts going into D.C. But yes, that seat remains comfortably Republican.
He did mention also that Posey was kind of like a mentor to him too, right?
He did. He talked about Bill Posey's guidance as he moved along, and so he'll fill his seat.
Okay. All right, want to turn to another big race impacting Brevard County. So this is Florida State Senate Race 19. This is Republican Debbie Mayfield's seat, which is now open because of term limits. Republican Randy Fine is facing Democrat Vance Aarons, who is vying to become Florida's first openly transgender state senator. All right, we do want to move on to State Senate District 7. So here's a look at the results so far. We have 61% of precincts reporting. We have Tom Leake at 63% and George Hill at 37%. Tom Leake is, of course, the incumbent in this race. I want to turn now to Volusia County. One of the biggest races is the race for Volusia County chairman.
Here are the results so far. Incumbent Jeff Brower coming in with 51%. And you see Randy Dye, 49%, the challenger there. West 2's Pamela Combe is monitoring tonight's races in Volusia County. Pam, let's start with that race for Volusia chair. Both candidates really focus on how they want to manage growth across the county. That's been a big topic there.
Yeah, development and how to best manage growth has been a key issue in this race. Incumbent Jeff Brower says more needs to be done to cool development. He blames all the new construction for the county's flooding issues. Dye says development is not to blame for all of the county's flooding. The two want to add limits on new construction, but their plans differ on how to get it done.
I feel like growth is controlling us. And one of those things, why do we have a controlled growth plan, is because we do need to be in charge of growth instead of the other way around.
We can't just continue on doing the same thing. So that's going to be my priority is how can we do development that doesn't ruin all the neighborhoods around them.
Randy Dye had a huge cash advantage going into the race. His campaign was funded by several businesses, and he was also endorsed by several local leaders. Jeff Brower, on the other hand, was funded by small donations and local residents, but managed to get the most votes during the primary election. Now the two candidates are at their watch parties right now, waiting as those results come in. We will head to them once the race is called, and we will have their reactions right here on WESH. Reporting in Volusia County, Pamela Combe, WESH 2 News.
Pam, thank you. Our live team coverage of Election Night 2024 continues in 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Hi.
Yeah, so Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Florida voters, MJ on their ballots. So if we bring up Nebraska. See if there's anything here. Let's do right here. See what's going on. for abortion. Where's the... Huh. I don't see it. Ballot measures. Legalize recreational. Here we go. Cool. 54. Well, not so cool because it says 54%. North Dakota. Nothing in yet. South Dakota. That must be, yeah, this is recreational MJ. That's why. All right. Well, not great. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is, yeah, we could have safe banking, like rescheduling is just around the corner as well. But yeah, like if this doesn't go through, I'm just trying to think out loud. Like, and Trump does win, and he wants it to happen. Like, yeah, he might really try to, unless he's just kind of doing it to get votes. But I doubt it. Guy's businessman. I don't think there's anything stopping it. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we get descheduling. I don't know if it's possible for them to skip rescheduling and go to descheduling or not. I guess you just have to get Congress involved. I'm definitely not a lawyer, and yeah, there's always conflicting information these days. So it'd be nice to just deschedule it. 55.7, yeah, still the same. 77.1. Well, it's taking a little while. Yeah, we'll see if these probably won't have it for a long time, maybe an hour or two, but these polls close in 3 minutes for John Deaton. $77.2. It should be 51%. Yeah. Glad I sold Truly. Yeah, that's a good move. A lot of people were selling today. De-risking, right? Yeah, not great. Tilray 4.5%. You got CGC 7%. MOS, yeah, MSOS, yeah, bouncing a little bit. What do we got here? 88% Republican Senate, 54% Democrat in the House. Ugh.
Some money into.
They really have poured an awful lot of money, and right now it looks like Erica Booth is so far the beneficiary of that, if it holds up. Both candidates have done a strong job raising money between $140,000 and $160,000 each. But get this, the two major political parties have poured another $300,000 into this race. Democrats desperately want to keep the seat that Tom Keene won in January in a special.
Thank you. West Shoe's election coverage continues into the next hour. Coming up at 8, we'll check back in on the presidential candidates and take a deeper dive into the race for Florida's Senate seat.
And keep an eye on the bottom of your screen throughout the night as we bring you results from local, state, and national races as they come in. Stay with us on air, online, and on our free West Shoe News mobile app. We will be bringing the latest on all platforms.
All right. Well, It's not looking good, folks. $777. Hope the stoners get their votes in late. Yeah. This is nail biting for MJ stock. Still needs some hope. Only 4.3% more. Yeah, it's not looking great. Watching XRP, but not really expecting anything until mid-January. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Bitcoin will probably hit 100K over the next, call it, say, month or so, and then also probably run after that. And then I think, XRP somewhere around that time. So maybe, yeah, I'd say January should be decent. Maybe a little bit before that. Like when it really starts to see movement. Should continue to go up, but Bitcoin's going up, it'll go up. It'll track, but we won't see like full on Bitcoin coming down and XRP going up until after Bitcoin has its blow off top moment. But yeah, it's looking good. Basically, people are just starting to factor in based on a 23-3 score so far. And Mr. T wants to make the country the U.S. capital of the world, and the U.S. Crypto capital of the world. And what else did he say? Oh yeah, remove tax on it as well. So that was huge. Are these all like typically? Yeah, it's a hold. So no major surprises there. 77.8. It's 55.7. Oh, it's coming in real slow now. Hard to say. Hard to say what's going to happen here. Let's go check into some of this.
You win the presidency, and the map becomes very difficult if either one of these does not win the state of Pennsylvania. So we'll come back to that as soon as the numbers start coming in. Take a look at North Carolina as another key battleground. 16 electoral votes right now. Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump with 5% of the vote in, 51, almost 52% there to 47% Donald Trump. In Georgia tonight, 16 electoral votes, and as you can see, Trump up by about 10 points right now, 33% of the vote in. Rick Klein pointing out that a number of the votes that have been accounted for so far come from deep red rural counties in Georgia, but we're going to watch that very closely. We do have a key state that used to be a battleground where we can now declare a winner. ABC News now projecting that Donald Trump will win the state of Florida, his home state. Florida, popular Florida governor there, Ron DeSantis as well, who ran against Donald Trump in the primary. Donald Trump will pick up the 30 electoral votes from his home state of Florida. That's with 77% of the vote coming in. Donald Trump also winning tonight, Tennessee, 11 electoral votes there. He won it in 2020, wins it again. Missouri, Donald Trump picks up 10 more electoral votes. Donald Trump wins the state of Alabama, 9 electoral votes from Alabama. In Oklahoma tonight, one of the most Republican states in the country, Donald Trump picks up another 7 electoral votes. Vice President Kamala Harris wins in the solidly Democratic state of Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes. Joe Biden, of course, won there handily by 33 points 4 years ago. Vice President Kamala Harris winning the state of Maryland tonight, 10 electoral votes there. We're going to be watching that Senate race very closely. The District of Columbia tonight, 3 electoral votes. The winner, Vice President Kamala Harris. In Illinois tonight, we're watching the raw numbers coming in. Obviously, too early to call. As soon as we got numbers on the board, we'll go back to that. 19 electoral votes up for grab. New Jersey, not a winner yet, 14 electoral votes. The polls have just closed in Connecticut as well. They've closed in Mississippi. They've closed in Maine. And in New Hampshire, a lot of talk about New Hampshire in these recent days. Kamala Harris had held a commanding lead in some of the polls. As it got closer to Election Day, some of those polls tightened, so there'll be some interest in New Hampshire tonight. In Rhode Island, they just closed the polls there. 4 electoral votes up for grabs. In Delaware, 3 electoral votes up for grabs. They've just closed the polls there. Let's take a look at the map so far. Kamala Harris winning 3 states in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump picking up 8 states tonight. As you can see, the electoral count right there on your screen, 27 to 90 on the race to 270. We do have a key Senate race we want to call at this hour. ABC News can also project that Rick Scott, the senator from Florida, will return to the Senate. He'd been seeking a second term. He will return to the Senate to represent Florida. Our coverage of the 2024 presidential election continues right here live on ABC.
This is an ABC News special. The time has finally come. Right now, all across America, votes are being counted. Who will be your next president?
I pledge to be a president for all Americans.
Our country will be greater than ever before.
On this historic night, with the stakes so high.
When we fight, we win.
We will make America great again.
Live from ABC News election headquarters in New York City. Now reporting, David Muir.
Welcome back tonight. We're so glad you're here for ABC News Live election night coverage. Polls in 25 states are now closed, including the must-win state of Pennsylvania at this hour. Vice President Kamala Harris, former President Donald Trump, both relying on Pennsylvania to try to win the White House. At this hour, millions of voters remain in line, waiting to cast their ballots in what many consider to be one of the most high-stakes elections in recent history. Again, Mary Bruce reporting in our last hour that the Harris campaign working to keep those voters in line in Pennsylvania, the all-important must-win state, really, for both campaigns. Let's get right to Lindsay Davis, who've been diving into the exit polls from Pennsylvania. So curious to hear what the voters are saying.
Of course, as is expected with the Keystone State, to the victor go the spoils, right? And so we're really paying attention to what happens here. This is a state that obviously has flip-flopped the last three presidential elections. When Obama, then it went for Trump, then it went for Biden. It is up for grabs tonight. Look, so far with the independent vote, 24% of those who voted in Pennsylvania identify as independent voters. Highly coveted group here. So far breaking toward Donald Trump. 50% of those independent voters in Pennsylvania saying that they went for Donald Trump compared to 44% for Kamala Harris. But look, I want to talk about some significant turning points. There have been a number of them, obviously, in this election, okay? But let's start in particular here, Madison Square Garden just a few weeks ago. You have 580,000 registered Latino voters in the state of Pennsylvania, half of them Puerto Rican. There were those offensive comments that were made during Madison Square Garden during that rally. Look at this, the Hispanic vote, 57%. Going for Kamala Harris. Again, the preliminary, these numbers will change throughout the night, but significant portion of the Hispanic voters in Pennsylvania going for Kamala Harris compared to 42% for Donald Trump. Now, she is underperforming slightly. Biden won 15% of the Latino vote in 2020, but here's where she's overperforming. Look at this. For the union voters, now 19% of those voters in Pennsylvania identified as part of the union, or they have a household member who's part of the union. 56% going for Kamala Harris. Trump is actually down 8 points from where he was in 2020.
Really interesting, but that number on independents has got to be a little concerning. I know those are preliminary exit polls for the Harris campaign so far. Let's get right over to Rick Klein. Have any of the numbers come in on Pennsylvania yet?
Yeah, actually, we've heard from officials in Pittsburgh that they'd be fast, and they kept true to their word. A little bit of a surprise because we often wait for the big cities. It's not all the vote there, about a quarter of it, but as expected, you're seeing Kamala Harris open up
Another
a bit
key
of a
state
lead.
is Michigan, where Trump is also making allegations. This is such a key area for him. It's where he actually wrapped up his campaign last night, or I should say very early this morning. He took the stage a few hours after he was expected to there in Grand Rapids, just after midnight, and spoke until 2 o'clock in the morning before he then flew back home here to Florida. He actually ended his 2016 and 2020 campaigns there in Grand Rapids as well. That's how important of a city. The former president to speak at some point here on this stage. His motorcade is expected to leave Mar-a-Lago around 10 o'clock, but of course we will keep you updated. In the meantime, as we just mentioned, breaking news from the Associated Press, Florida has just been called for Trump. Reporting live in Palm Beach County, Sonica Dange, WESH 2 News.
All right, Sonica, thank you. Some more breaking news results-wise in the last few minutes. The Associated Press has called U.S. House District 7 for Republican Congressman Corey Mills. Mills won re-election to the U.S. House seat representing Florida on Tuesday. Mills has represented the 7th District, which runs from the northeastern suburbs of Orlando to the Atlantic coast since 2023. Now, prior to entering Congress, he served in the U.S. Army. He serves on the Committee on Armed Services and Committee on Foreign Affairs. He defeated Democrat Jennifer Adams, you see there, 56% for Mills, 44% for Adams. One of the big issues voters here in Florida are deciding is Amendment 4 on abortion.
So we want to give you a look at the results so far. 57% no. West 2's Haley Crumbleholm is live for us in St. Petersburg at the headquarters of Yes on Amendment 4. Haley.
So still a pretty positive environment here at the Yes on 4 campaign as some of those numbers roll in. But we know it is a high bar here in Florida. An amendment needs to reach 60% favorable votes in order for it to pass. Now today we've been hearing from the Yes on 4 campaign and the Vote No on 4 campaign. Both seem cautiously optimistic when we spoke with them earlier today. Now they have been spending months door knocking, calling people straight up until today. Both campaigns said they were still putting the work in, still contacting voters right up until polls closed. Now, at this point, like you just said, about 57% voting in favor of the amendment at this point. But Yes on 4, they said they're not ready yet to speculate on how this is going to go. They did say they are looking at their own internal polling to see where they think things are going to land, but not commenting yet on where they think this is going to end up by the end of the night. As soon as we have more information, we will bring that to you here on Wesh and online at wesh.com. Live in St. Petersburg, Haley Crumbleholm.
All right, market just closed. 1 sec. Yeah, abortion's not looking like it's gonna get it either. What was the... How many? 83.2, yeah. You never know, that one's a lot closer. Ah, that sucks. Oh well. Be a little bit more pain, but for the crypto folks, this is a good thesis. Like again today, I said multiple times, I mentioned it on the live stream earlier with the Truly video. Tech was up today, and we had BTC up today. Daily bounce underway, breaking the high of the previous candles, and then today MSOS was breaking the low. So we're seeing that inverse correlation. It's not always the case, but I would say it's like majority of the time, right? Like 80% of the time lately, it's been usually on a down day for MJ. Big tech and crypto is up. And the good thing about crypto jumping here is it kind of solidifies that thesis that I think we're going to see MJ run after it. All right. So we got 95.35. What's going on here now? What? 39% for Orange County. Oh. I thought it shot back up to 61.
What I'm really surprised at so far is we've seen an awful lot of counties where it doesn't look like either one or both the Amendment 3 or Amendment 4 measures are getting to that 60% threshold. It looked like, before we got to Election Day, that we were pretty much at 2/3 for Amendment 3 that would pass. Amendment 4 was kind of on the borderline. Now it's looking like, unless this picks up quickly, that these measures both will not pass.
Do you think they get another shot in the future?
I don't know. When you spend $140, $150 million, especially in Amendment 3, will those businesses be gun shy about coming back? It might be a decade before that comes back. As for Amendment 4, I feel like that one is not going to go away. So yeah, maybe as soon as 2026.
All right, we'll have to see what the rest of the evening, how those results play out. As you said, they'll have to pick up and quickly if we want to see any kind of change in those numbers up at this point. All right, Greg, thank you very much. Now, breaking in the last couple of minutes, the Associated Press says Rick Scott has won re-election to the Florida Senate. Here are the numbers, the breakdown of that. The challenger, Debbie Mucarsel-Powell, the Democrat in this race, with 43%. The incumbent, of course, Rick Scott right there, 55%, with 86% of precincts reporting there.
Coming up at 8:30, we're going to look at how some of the other amendments fared tonight.
A reminder as we head to break, you can find results for your local races down at the bottom of your screen. We'll be right back.
All right. Well, not looking good. The only thing too is like, yeah, there's a lot of money spent on Yes on 3 in this campaign to get it done. But it's not really money that was just spent on nothing. Like, people are going to remember that they spent a lot of money and nothing got done. But, it still shows also that a strong majority want it. So whoever becomes the president is going to see this, and both are pro, and one wants to legalize it recreationally as part of her campaign. And like I said, Trump lives in Florida and said he's going to vote yes on it and backs it. It's right here, right on the top of Washington Post. So, excuse me. They might just have to work with Congress a lot sooner to get it descheduled. But we might have to wait a little bit longer too, right? Might be a couple more years, could be 4 years. We don't know. Like, abortion's been on there for a while, hasn't it? Like, how long has that? Check that actually. See here. I'm just trying to see if there's. Yeah, it doesn't say 9 other states, but doesn't say if it was on there before. I assume so. Right. Well, not looking good. Not looking good for either. 85.5% of votes have been counted. Not good. What's this? Where am I at here? SMB up. I'm all lost in the chat here. Getting a little tired too. So let me see. Yeah, we ain't getting 60. Oh well, at least my Bitcoin miner stocks are flying. Yep. You gotta. There's no need to get over hopeful right now because we've been absolutely destroyed. So until there's a reason to be hopeful, try to expect more of the same, I guess. Right? But my thesis is still the same. I mean, clearly people are in favor of it. It's just they have some stupid rule where you have to have 60%. MJ will never be over. Everyone that is glum here, wait and see when these companies hit the big boards. Oh yeah, like, we're so early, it's not even funny. I'm not worried. I can wait another few years, 5 years, 10 years if I have to. But I don't think we're gonna have to wait that long. Rescheduling just around the corner, and we also could see banking bill. Oh yeah, the aftermarket's closed, so that is where we finished off. SNDL was down 1.68% after hours. Tilray finished down 4.52. Aurora was down just 1%. What else? There's High Tide. High Tide was pretty much flat. And MSOS finished down at 8.3%. What's the age group that wants it? Maybe our seniors are voting it down. Yeah, who knows? Probably. I would say every age group enjoys MJ, but 60% is tough to beat. Yeah, it is. It's almost like false news. It's hard to believe at all for everyone I know. Someone who smokes weed, everyone I don't is for it, or everyone I know is for it, and just as for it, and I don't mind it. Okay, I had a difficulty reading that one, but yeah, no, that makes, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bummed out for sure, but I can't see this coming out past. It's at 86.3%. What's going on over here? This looks like it's. I already see that already. I think we projected winner. No. Yeah. So that one says no. This one says no on MJ Moment. Yeah, North Dakota, nothing yet. Medical MJ. That's in Nebraska, yeah. Got psychedelic legalization in Massachusetts. That sucks. That really, really sucks. Yeah. Tilray back to 169 after hours. Yeah, it's just because the market closed, so it shows the closing price of the day on TradingView. But yeah, if you go actually check after hours price on Tilray, it finished the day down 4.52%. Yeah, 169. Yeah. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, my bad. I thought you were saying it was incorrect or something, but yeah, 4.5% down, 169. Closed the day at 177. Been ranging around that 160, 170. Brutal, 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 brutal. Not looking good. Not looking good. Seen better days, Lois. Oh, yeah, that's frustrating. Like a lot of energy and time and money but even more reason to deschedule it now. Yeah, I don't know. Rescheduling, banking, next up. It's not like all hope's lost, that's for sure. And you know, leaving it up to states is one thing, but come on, do something higher up. It's time. Canada, we've been legal for 6 years. Come on, let the industry thrive. Like, just stop taking money from big alcohol, pharma, and tobacco. It's also the hemp side too, right? So there's a lot of forces coming every which way at this industry. So it is what it is, but eventually we're going to get through, and hemp is still an option. So these companies can make money through hemp products, and the crazy thing is that's okay. I've actually never tried the hemp beverages. I'd like to try them. I had the hemp CBD ones, but I never had the THC ones. I guess we'll see that 75 cents after all. Yeah, I'm not too sure of that. You never know. Could be a double whammy if the broader market did decide to pull back, or any kind of black swan or anything. You always have to be prepared for everything, but I don't think we're going to get down there. We dipped to 140 and then just exploded back up Rescheduling years away with courts involved, but Trump pass safe and allow uplisting, no question. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get rescheduling, maybe descheduling. Like I said, that's something they could do. Just got out of work. What happened? Yeah, not good. They didn't. It's not looking like it's going to pass. We're at 55.7%, and we're almost at 88% of votes counted. So it's basically a surefire no. Unfortunately. But hopefully this entices whoever wins the presidency to work with Congress to deschedule it and legalize it nationally. What do we got over here? 99.27. Is that what this one said? 95.35. %of votes counted, 55.7 still. And we also had abortion, which was falling short. Yep, 57.2. So both came close. Ah. Yep, be prepared for 10 to 20% of downside, maybe more. That'll be tomorrow, but Truliev's going to get destroyed tomorrow. Let's hope Curaleaf earnings are stellar. Yeah. Use all the help we can get. Won't be good if they're bad, that's for sure. I don't think they're really garnering enough attention to crash the whole sector, like, to be honest with you, but Trulieve earnings were like, that was just it's going to be bad. It's like the person who wants to legalize recreational MJ not going to win, potentially. That's what's being projected. And Florida, no. And what was the other thing? Oh, earnings blow. Bad earnings. So triple whammy. Not great. It's not going to be a good day by the looks of it. Yeah, Amendment 3, no. 95% estimated reporting. So it looks like it's pretty much a no. I'm having an XMG cream soda 0. Is good. Sucralose sweetener. Zero calories. Or 10 calories. 0 sugar. Yeah. And then I got another Molo after this. I'll be happy about the Molo, but I'm not happy about this. The traders would be happy they got out before this, because this is going to be a triple whammy. I don't even hold any TCNNF, but Trulieve, but own it through MSOS. But I bought, a long time ago. I didn't buy again to swing overnight just based on the vote or anything like that. Not really a gambler, but what does that say? 57. Did I say 57 before? Huh, it did go up. It still says 55.7, but only 88%. Are you going to sell any MJ stocks after this? Oh, no. No. I'm only in buy mode. No, I won't be selling any MJ stocks for a long time. I'm just still. I don't have like a crazy ton of money like versus my net worth in MJ, to be honest, because yeah, I've just been focusing more on crypto first because I figured that crypto was like further ahead in a cycle. So I've been the last 4 years kind of just been focusing on crypto a lot more. And, you know, I have a pretty sizable bag of MJ stocks. It's definitely not just a little bit of money, but, you know, in terms of my net worth, it's, you know, if it all went to zero, I wouldn't care. Like, it's not like a huge blow, right? It's like a new car or something, right? It's like not like the end of the world, and I have, it's not money that I need, right? Like it's disposable money, and a lot of it's in the TFSA, so I'm just going to let it sit tax free. And whether I have to wait 3 years, 5 years, 10 years for it to be a sizable sum of money off the U.S. legalization, like that was my plan when I started the investment. Was I'm going to hold it long term, and then I'm going to have a shorter term account. I'll have some take profit price levels. And then in my longer term, I won't sell that until the run up of U.S. legalization, just like Canada in 2018. I did benefit off the 2018 one in Canada, but you know, I made some money on some names and I lost some on some other names. But that was just my first early days. Like the first time I bought Canopy, I think was in 2018, and it was for like $2 a share. So, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of experience with MJ stocks, and I was just getting my feet wet with Bitcoin in 2017. So 2016, 2017. So I found Bitcoin, and then I found MJ stocks, right? Been investing and worked for Invesco. So been in the finance world for a while, but Bitcoin and MJ stocks really started getting into them around 2017, 2018. All right. Tilly should rise. Both leader are for MJ. No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Both president candidates. Yeah. I heard a lot of people pro MJ voting no on this because Florida Constitution Amendment, they feel it should be done through laws. Matt Gaetz. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. Agree, more time to accumulate, more, maybe another 4 years. Any predictions for till rate tomorrow? Yeah, it's probably going to be down, I'd say like 10%. Somewhere around there. Not looking good, though. I don't know if we can call it. Do we call it? What's going on over here? Commercial.
That Philadelphia is going to go big for Harris, but the suburbs are a little bit more of a question. There's some more Democratic-leaning suburbs like Delaware County, Delco. That's an area where our projections are that Kamala Harris has to get about 60% of the vote. She's at 75. Now, we should note this is mostly early by mail vote so far, so we'd expect that to be very Democratic-leaning, but we're going to be talking a lot about these counties, I think, tonight. This is a really interesting one. Bucks County is a place that we've seen Democrats grow their vote share. Donald Trump doing a lot worse than he did 4 years ago, a little worse than he did in 2016. You see how Biden was able to jump 3 points in a place that's about 5-6% of the vote across the state. Right now, Harris netting about 14,000 votes out of Bucks. It is still very early. We have less than 10% of the total vote in, but as these counties come in, you start to see some interesting trends emerge where Kamala Harris, in that early vote that's in, hitting beyond where Joe Biden did and beyond where the 538 benchmark.
This is one of those sort of boomerang counties, right? Northampton being watched very closely.
That's right. That's right.
Because it flipped. It went to Trump. It went from Trump to Biden.
That's right.
And now, obviously, Kamala Harris is trying to win that county as well. Let's look up at Luzerne County, Lackawanna County. Obviously, Joe Biden's sort of home turf.
Yeah, we don't have any vote. We don't, no vote in yet, but these are going to be interesting ones to watch.
How about Allegheny County back to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. We're seeing about 30% of the vote in, and it's almost all early by mail vote. That is 100,000 votes. That's about half of the margin that Harris has netted so far is coming out of that one county, again, ahead of where Biden was, pointing to that interesting bright spot in early vote that we saw for Democrats in Pennsylvania.
We're going to be looking at the rural portions of Pennsylvania too, Terry, because you've reported on this extensively, and Donald Trump is going to have to keep that rural vote right at where it was or improve upon it if he wants to make up for the loss 4 years ago, 80,000 or so votes.
Exactly, and that is his strength, and he looks like he's doing.
All right. Well, brutal. Brutal. Let's see here. Oh, this here. Elizabeth. She won. Frig. Well, she wants to deschedule MJ. So, there's one positive. Oh, man. Well, yeah. Looks like that one's done. So we can close that. Oh, man. Projected winner. That one was what? 5% away? Yeah, still says 5%. 57. Really? Still says 55 over here, though, and 88. Why? Come on. Give us an update.
More reporting. Now, Leary was Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer's support, and that's likely tied to the land fights between the city of Orlando and of Orange County. Guys, back over to you.
All right, Stu, thank you. Greg's here to talk more about the District 3 race between Uribe and Stewart. Greg, we were seeing your reaction there as Stu was going through those results. What are you thinking?
What reaction? What are you talking about?
What are you thinking about those numbers?
I'm stunned. I really am. Linda Stewart has been a fixture in local politics. She used to sit in the chair that Myra Uribe sits in now on the Orange County Commission. So I really felt like this was going to be a race for her to possibly win, maybe 55, 56% of the vote. But you know what? Credit to Myra Uribe. This race has had a lot of negativity in it. Linda Stewart supporting additional money for the Visit Orlando, and Uribe, called out for providing skybox tickets to the arena and to Camping World Stadium to her husband's charity. So there's been a lot of negativity back and forth, but it looks like Myra Uribe and her supporters are saying, you know what, we got this. And so far, with I think Stu said 84% reporting, so it looks like she's got it in hand, and we'll keep that seat.
All right, we're just getting word that Rick Scott is about to speak, so we want to give you another live look in Bonita Springs, where his celebration is just beginning. I mean, and just you can listen, you can hear the excitement, and let's listen in.
And for once, we did it before midnight. I want to thank God. I want to thank my beautiful wife who put up with me. My wonderful daughters, Allison and Jordan. Hello. And Jordan. And their husbands, Pierre and Shane. And my perfect grandsons. And I want to thank my mom, who couldn't be here. So, and guess what? We won Miami-Dade. So I think we won every constitutional officer down there. We have a new sheriff, Rosie. It's unbelievable what happened. Together, this is a team event. Together we get to celebrate a great victory tonight. There's a lot of people to thank. There's a lot of people that knocked on doors, made phone calls, did text. We had a lot of people just busted their butts in every one of these races. So we had a great campaign team led by Jackie Zeckman. We have a great office team. We've got 10 offices led by Craig Carbone. Now, let's do something fun. Keep your hands up if I ask you. Raise your hand if you worked in the governor's office. Raise your hand if you were appointed by me when I was governor, or you have a family or friend that was. How about you worked in my Senate office? Keep your hands up. Or you worked at the National Republican Senatorial Committee when I was a chair. Or you worked at the RNC in my last election. Or you volunteered or you're donated. Almost everybody is part of that. This is a team win. We won, they lost. Every person in this room has a dream. My dream is that every child, I don't care the color of their
covering this election, we'll see. But it got under Donald Trump's skin.
Yeah, and look, let's be clear. One reason why it got under Donald Trump's skin is he knows what we know, which is if Kamala Harris wins this election, it's going to be because of women voters. It's going to be because of that gender gap. And what's been striking to me in the final days of this campaign is the Trump campaign and his supporters have been explicit in their effort about trying to drive up the male vote. I've never really seen anything quite like it. Stephen Miller, who of course is one of his closest advisors, was out today on Twitter saying,
all right. Yeah, it's official. So we had MJ Herald, IC reported on it first. Florida MJ legalization initiative fails to reach 60% threshold, although a majority of voters in Florida voted in favor of Amendment 3 to legalize recreational MJ. It has failed to reach 60% required to be passed into law. Now let's see here. Same old mumbo jumbo after that, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see. This one's still stuck at 88%.
But they made a point of it. Smoke, it'll be terrible. Crime, it'll be terrible. Black market will continue. They just relentlessly hit every single point in a way that
was obviously successful in Florida. What do you see as the differences? Could it be the time since that vote to this one, or the little intricacies, or just this year's campaigning and the money spent on them?
I think it was emotion. I think back in 2016, there were passionate stories about the one, including John Morgan talking about his brother Tim and his disability and his fight against pain and opioid addiction, and how marijuana was such a better alternative. And there were so many personal stories about that. There just wasn't that level of emotion in recreational marijuana, except to say, I want to be free and I want to have weed.
Were you even surprised that it made it on the ballot? And with the language that it did, it was approved by the Supreme Court.
Well, look, at this point, because it's so difficult, thanks to the legislature for making it so expensive for citizen initiatives to get on the ballot, this happened to be one industry that has billions of dollars. So they were able to pay the petition gatherers to get it on there. And then another 20 or 30 million to make sure that the language got through to the Supreme Court, and then another, $100 million just to run ads about it. So that's what it takes to pass amendments, and you can see tonight it doesn't always work.
Yeah, so that's what we've got on Amendment 3. Let's go ahead and check in on another hotly contested amendment, Amendment 4, eliminating government interference with abortion, enshrining that in the Constitution of the state of Florida. Again, 60% needed, the yeses at 57%, noes at 43%, with 89% reporting again on Amendment 4. We will have much more for you on the other side of this break coming up.
All right. So I guess we'll... Yeah, it's brutal, Jem. I hear you. Oh, well. like I said, both are pro, want to legalize it at the federal level. So they're saying in the chat there, like Matt Gaetz wanted to do it by passing laws. So again, they're, hinting towards, descheduling. 52-101 now. Yep. Yeah, that's brutal. $57. Mm-hmm. Maybe you legalized MJ, you get better infrastructure. Yeah, no doubt. Workman, I get lost in the chat now. I think it's been a long live stream, so it was fun though. And we still got this part of it left, so I'm definitely not going to be streaming that long. I'm going on almost 3 hours here, so definitely going to start wrapping it up. Close down this one. But yeah, we'll just do a quick summary here. 89.7%. Keep that one open for a moment, but there's the headline making its rounds. Nothing here. Yeah, what was the other? Okay. So yeah, this one's saying 57.1. All right. Well, gonna start wrapping it up. No problem, Jam. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So MJ legalization, still nothing on North Dakota or South Dakota or Nebraska or Massachusetts. Psychedelics. Texas. Okay. Backtrackers. What's that? Huh. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep tracking that, and not looking good for MJ into tomorrow, but that's fine. We'll be back. I'm going to be interested to see what the candidates say about this failing as well, especially Trump, since he's been vocal about it. All right, we'll see what happens with the other states as well, and then we'll see what happens. I'll be covering the spaces tomorrow as well, so we'll do some updates then. Get an idea for what the market is saying, but crypto has been up, and let's take a look at actually at the futures. Yeah, we're bouncing, so we're going up. So broader market's going up. Crypto's going up. If that remains the case, could be a little bit of tailwinds hopefully soften the blow a little bit. But yeah, say 10 to 20% down on average for the most part. And then some names, Florida names, maybe down a little bit more than that. I'm out. Thanks for the live stream tonight. Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks, Harry. So hang on. Tilray seems to be less affected by Florida Trump thing. Yep. Cannot do anything without a permit. Yeah, I know. I hear you. Yeah, it's just after hours too, right? Land of the free. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like I said on the charts, right? It's looking like, the whole sector on the monthly time frame. Like I want to see these monthly MA 12 and 26 bull crosses, and we're at least that out, I think, before we see that happen. So who knows? Maybe we do get descheduling or banking and rescheduling. Who knows what combination of things we get, but like we're already seeing it on some names. Like High Tide's getting its monthly MA 12 and 26 on here at the moment. And then SNDL is not too far off. And then GTBIF, very close. You got TCNNF, very close. So, yeah, we could easily come back down on. Could easily come back into sub $10 down to around $8 again on TCNNF. Who knows? Maybe we even drop down further than that. So that's what happens when you run 400%. Was it like 330% or something like that? Yeah. No problem at all, Michael. Mike, I guess it was. Yeah, Tilray less affected by Florida Trump. Yeah, I think that's where we were. Well, ain't no way crypto and MJ was going to run at the same time. We'd have a mental health problem had that happened. Yeah. Do you think the other states have a fighting chance to legalize? The other states voting on it tonight? Good question, Joseph. I don't have any insight into that, unfortunately. I'd say our chances are pretty good to get at least one. Come on. 3, please. I'm happy to invest in Canadian market. Trulieve will get smashed. Yeah, it's going to get a good old spanking tomorrow after bad earnings, and the person who's wants to legalize it at the recreational levels losing at the moment. Could be a triple whammy. So we'll see what happens. Thanks, Rod. You're a busy man these days, and we appreciate you. No problem at all, Niz. Appreciate you as well. Thank you. Thanks for joining the stream as well. It's been fun. I still had a lot of fun. Still having fun, actually. That was a huge anticipation, even though it sucked. And Deaton lost, but like I said, at least Elizabeth Warren wants to deschedule MJ, so maybe she'll finally get a bill done and she'll chair that one and be to legalize MJ. Come on. All right, going to wrap it up. Like I said, that was fun. Yeah. I wish I had some like sad music cued or something like that. I don't even know what to leave everybody with, but maybe I'll just do with what I did at the beginning. All right, it is what it is. We'll see what the damage is tomorrow. Pre-market obviously will be telling, and then we'll see what happens when the real bell rings, and that's when things could get a little nutty. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a quick stream or something like that for the market opener at some point tomorrow. All right, have a great night. Yeah, chin up, folks. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, this Matt Gaetz and everything, like it was pointed out in the chat, if we can they don't really support Amendment 3, but they support getting it done from the federal level and created through laws, right? So Congress. So descheduling. Both candidates are pro MJ, and I think I think MJ will get the last laugh here. It's definitely, we're not going away. So, it's just a matter of time still. So fortunately, it's just a little bit more time. Thanks, everybody. Swifty. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Out for the. I'm out. Thanks for the stream. I'll tune back in when things start to look a little less bleak. Yeah. Peace out, my man. Peace out, Niz. Yeah, so, yeah. Fortunately, it is what it is. Should we sell True Leaf? I wouldn't have. Yeah, I can't really. I can't give you financial advice, obviously. But if I was like swinging it or holding it through the vote, I would have probably sold it before, just based on how much it had ran. But hindsight's 2020. Now I still think it's going to be good long term. Like MJ's still good long term here. Well, medium term. And like I said, both candidates are pro MJ, and one has literally legalized recreational MJ on her Twitter for that ticket. So, and both are pro. So, times are definitely changing, and we'll get there eventually. All right, thanks everybody for joining on the Pursuit of Wealth again. It's Rod with Pow Group, and we'll check in to see what the damage is tomorrow. Peace out.